So I've got Instagram, right? Here I am, Brad J. Peak. Every day I visit this app for no reason at all, perhaps just to check on the lives of random people from my high school, who I never actually spoke to. And you know what? I absolutely hate this app. I hate the current state of social media, and it makes me want to literally throw my phone against the wall. I click on a picture of a beautiful tweed suit, and before I know it, I'm watching old Turkish men getting their haircuts and 2 hours have passed. The funny thing is, I'm not alone. According to a recent report by the Wall Street Journal, Instagram engagement is finally declining, with Reels in particular seeing a significant drop-off in user engagement. And that robot of a CEO at the top of Meta isn't doing too well either. The most recent estimate put Meta's 2022 debt at almost $10 billion. And sure, while there's a bit of an exodus to short video platforms, TikTok being the subject of note, year-on-year growth here is actually slowing too. The average time spent on the app is falling in the US, while the number of new TikTok accounts crossing 1 million followers is down 41% year on year. Although, sure, the parasite of TikTok is still a rampant one, its popularity is beginning to plateau finally. Our generation is getting sick of Web 2 social media. And these monopolies of the 2010s, such as Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, well, they are massively in decline. Why? Because we're all starting to see through the bullshit. But social media can be a positive force for connecting family, friends, and acquaintances across great distances. It can be a positive community creator, a voice for celebrities, and a medium for monetization. And that's why today we're going to be digging into some of the real problems inherent to social media today, and what social media is expected to look like after the changes of the next decade have actually had time to set in. As you can probably tell, I'm pretty anti-Web 2 social media, and the reason for this is the following. Social media is destroying the mental health of our youth. In 2021, 1 in 6 17 to 19-year-olds suffered from a mental health disorder. In 2022, the same study was conducted and found that this rose to 1 in 4. A workplace study found that an estimated 54% of all employees in the UK are struggling with anxiety. Last year, a record was broken, according to the NHS. Over 1.5 million children were treated for mental health-related illnesses. And what's to blame? In my opinion, social media. When a 13-year-old girl, Lily, gets up in the morning to go to school, the first thing she does is to check her phone, probably a social media app like Instagram. The modern teenager won't just follow her friends and peers, she's more likely to be mingling with the profiles of celebrities with millions of followers. Why? Well, it's how we're engineered. Psychologically speaking, we prefer to follow beautiful things, richer people, better people. Lily gradually surrounds herself with all these beautiful celebrities and influencers, most of whom are photoshopped anyway, medicated and doctored, living the high life in Bali or the Maldives, drinking pina coladas and all that shit. And you know what happens? Lily goes to brush her teeth in the morning. She looks in the mirror. She looks at her developing acne and her frizzy hair, and then she gets changed in the longer mirror in her bedroom, where she sees her height in full view. Having absorbed so many pictures of women with long, slim legs, her ordinary-sized legs now seem fat to her. She goes to school and has a complete class full of people who are trying to look exactly like those women on Instagram. Makeup, expensive hair products, nail work, new phones. She begins to develop the idea that in order to be liked, she has to look like one of these women she sees on Instagram. This is how anxiety develops in our youth. This is how an eating disorder starts. And these are the seeds of depression. And who's spreading them? The moneymaker himself, Mark Zuckerberg, and his team of merry influencers. But don't take my word for it. Leading psychologists have pointed out that TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat share the same fundamentally addictive properties as gambling by something called random reinforcement. There's even a term within the community called TikTok brain, and this is being thrown around especially in the scientific community. It's being used to describe some of the negative aspects associated with over-interaction with the platform, including lower attention spans, increased anxiety, and depression. And you know who TikTok was made for? Kids. It started off as Musical.ly, a sing-along app that was used by 12 and 13-year-olds, and don't get me started on the idiots literally risking their lives to gain attention on these platforms. Just awful. A second pet peeve of mine is centralization. We actually did an entire video on why centralization is bad, and we'll leave that link below the video. But it's basically the idea that an online service is controlled by a single entity that always has the say. Web 2 social media is a poster boy for the terrors of centralization, really. There's quite a famous podcast actually out there, one of Joe Rogan's ones, where he talks about TikTok. He goes down a bit of a rabbit hole and actually reads out the terms and conditions of TikTok. Here's how much data they collect on their users.
This is really crazy. User agent, mobile carrier, time zone settings, identifiers for advertising purpose, model of your device, the device system, network type, device IDs, your screen resolution and operating system, app and file names and types. So all your apps and all your file names, all the things you have filed away on your phone,
Really?
they have access to that.
You know what's hilarious? TikTok's parent company is a Chinese one that's actually required to share data at the request of the Chinese government. This is centralization in a nutshell, kids, and my oh my, is it Orwellian. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, India actually banned TikTok to protect the data and privacy of its 1.3 billion citizens, and it's for that very reason. But it hasn't stopped everyone in India using TikTok, though. And here's another issue with the centralization of platforms such as Twitter. Who decides who gets banned? This month, Kanye West has been suspended from Twitter and accused of inciting violence over offensive tweets. One of his tweets combined a swastika and a Jewish star, right? Terrible. Hate him all you like, but banning him? I mean, who has a say in that? Probably not the community, there's no vote here. Earlier this year, a post by Jordan Peterson about transgender actor Elliot Page blew up for going against Twitter's Against Hateful Conduct guidelines. And guess what? He got banned too. By who, you ask? Well, some wizard in a tower, apparently. Literally. And we can go further back here. Former US President Donald Trump was actually barred from Facebook and Instagram after the deadly US Capitol Hill riot. This was in 2021, right? And where's the voting taking place here? It seems to me that it's all being done by a room of suits, trying to save their brand's reputation and subsequently their profits. If they were serious about protecting the mental health of their users, then why are these platforms so geared towards manifesting addictive dopamine zombie behavior in their users? It's such hypocrisy, really. There's also this problem that content creators aren't actually getting paid what they deserve. You've got influencers like, well, Kylie Jenner or Kim Kardashian posting absolute garbage and being paid millions for it. I mean, come on, it's true. And then you've got stunning brutalist photographers being paid tuppence for their work. If we want to improve the kind of content that's out there, we should find a way of monetizing the real value in media, photos and videos, and getting that money back to the creator to ensure that there'll be a better future at the end of the tunnel. Now, YouTube isn't that much better, unfortunately. In a report that was published to Medium's 1.0, advertising rates on YouTube have actually dropped by nearly 50% since the beginning of February last year. Lower advertising costs lead to lower revenue for the platform and therefore lower payouts. YouTube have also added this feature, YouTube Premium, to try and bump their profits up, while making dual, non-skippable ads especially annoying for each and every one of us. It's not a great space for creators looking for a way to monetize their content without seeking partnerships. I mean, let's be honest. Instead of focusing on creating good content, influencers are literally paid to integrate trash adverts into their content, lowering the content's quality. But they have to do that because, well, they're just not paid enough. Phew, okay. Now I can take a breath because it's time to examine what a good social media could actually look like. Now I'm tuning into my spidey senses a bit here, but trust me, after all, I am a blockchain expert. With Web3 just around the corner, we're definitely going to see a shift across the board to decentralization. Of course, you can't just decentralize platforms such as Facebook. That'd be like asking Lenin to let the Tsar rule the Communist Party back in 1918. And that's why it's likely that we'll see a brand new era of decentralized social media pop up, ones that are managed wholly by the community and its content creators. Of course, when there are no board meetings aimed at increasing the profits of the company, there's no push to make the platform more addictive. The dopamine levels of our sons and daughters will finally return to human levels, and mental health, well, that'll be improved across the board. A DAO might actually be set up to run the platform in the long term, to make sure that the platform is still in a safe space to be. And these DAOs might actually decide the fate of someone like Donald Trump, because the decision will be cast to a vote. Yes, this idea does sound a little communist, but Marx's ideas are actually far more applicable to the blockchain. Just hear me out here. One of the contenders for this role is likely to be the platform that's currently in beta. Now, it's called Collective. It actually aims to be a decentralized social media platform. There's no single central server here. It hosts multiple blockchains within one platform. There's increased user control, security, and most importantly, the content belongs to the creator. That content can be sold as NFTs or maybe capitalized on, right? Creators are finally able to make money by reselling their content. And I think Koob tried to do this a few years ago actually with their short videos. Anyway, I don't know what happened to that. Although at the time of writing, Collective is closing its investment round, I think by the time we publish this video, there should be some more information about the project. So I'll try and leave some details below the video. The point is here, decentralized social media is already in the works, and it's going to rock this world, I am telling you. Another point to mention here is influencer monetization mechanics. Right now, as we've discussed, an influencer is forced to earn money from running partnership campaigns that they may or may not actually believe in. And their community doesn't really have a say in what content is actually posted, right? They don't have any actual connection here. It's a one-way relationship in Web 2. You won't get a response from a Kardashian if you DM one on Instagram. But hey, look, social tokens fix this. And it's something that I spoke about before, and it's something that's currently in the works. Imagine a world where you can purchase a resellable token of a celebrity you like to get exclusive access to their content. Perhaps you'll actually find yourself in a group chat with their biggest fans, and you'll be able to interact with them all. Moreover, later on down the line, if you get sick of your celebrity or you want to profit, you can actually sell their token at a higher price. From the user side, with social tokens, you'll get far more contact with your role models. This will make you feel really onboarded with their community. And on the creator side, you'll be issuing the tokens and therefore capitalizing straight off of the bat. It also allows you to interact with your biggest fans and engage with your serious community members. This will assist you in, well, only putting out the content that your community want. You can also offer different tiers to categorize your fans and capitalize later down the line as these systems are gradually set up. And because social tokens are so profitable for the creator, there's no need for intrusive ads or partnerships that you don't believe in. There are a few social token startups out there right now, but I think it's likely a few years until everyone will gravitate to the one holding maybe most of the A-listers. We'll see. For now, I like MostFan. I think I've mentioned this in the previous video. Social tokens will be a prominent feature in Web3 and its social media. I could even envision some kind of API integration between something like MostFan and Collective. But I'm not in the business of shipping projects yet. I believe that one day we'll see a platform come out as a monopoly that shares all of these characteristics we've looked at. It will be decentralized with greater privacy, it will be safer for the younger generation, it will be profitable for creators, and it will be beautiful. But I can't talk about the speed of such a change. I just hope it won't be too late. We're already pretty much walking around like zombies half the time, glued to our phones. As a final note, if you're a mother or father watching this, or perhaps you're even contemplating kids like my wife and I, please shield them from the horrors of social media in the Web 2 realm. Limit device time, place parental blocks on their phones, and monitor their activity. Take it from me, a few more years down the line and all of this mess will be behind us, and it'll be plain sailing into the glories of Web 3 and decentralized social media. My name is Bradley, this is Blockhouse, thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next week.